I'm going to show you exactly how to set up a KLAVIYO account in 2025/2026. Now, in this video, you're going to hear some mentions about a school community. I've actually used this video in my training videos within my school community, so you'll see some references to stuff that you're like, hold on, why is he talking about a classroom or a module? That doesn't make sense. It's because I'm referencing other steps in the community that I've built out. Now, if you want access to that community, there's a link in the description of the video as well as a pinned comment, so check it out there. Without wasting more of your time, let me show you how to set this up. This is how you actually create an account on KLAVIYO. I will go into all the settings stuff in the later modules in this little classroom, but for right now, this is how you set up a KLAVIYO account. So first things first, what we're going to do is we're going to go onto KLAVIYO. You're going to click sign up, and then what you're going to do is you're going to enter your email address. Note, this is not the email address for the company. It's the email address that you own that is going to be the first user essentially on the account. Now, if you're an agency setting up an account for a client, I'll explain what you do after this, but just make sure you put your email address in here first, okay? Not the client's email address. If you're a regular e-commerce business doing this, just go ahead and put the inbox or an email address that whose inbox you monitor yourself. Go ahead and create a password. I already have a password. Note, if you're an agency, by the way, and you have multiple KLAVIYO accounts, just go ahead and use the same KLAVIYO account password that you use for your general login. Click continue. This is where you enter in the company's website here, okay? The company's website. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put my own website in because I'm assuming I'm setting up an account for inbox. Now, if you're an agency, do not put your agency website in here. Put your client's website into the link. Put the name. We're going to call this inbox. I'm going to call it test, okay? But just make sure you put the name of the company in here. Yeah, it doesn't need to be the legal name, but just the name of the company. Now, all fields. Put your phone number in. We're just going to say it's this one. How will you be using KLAVIYO? If it's for your own business or for your client's business, I'm going to say for my own business. I personally untick this stuff, the live consultation walkthrough. If you're watching this via school, you don't need a live consultation. You can just join the weekly calls. Click I'm not a robot, click create account. From here, it'll typically ask you to authenticate. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. Alrighty, there we go. We've got our authentication code in, and it's going to create our account. Cool. This is where you put the niche essentially that you're in. This stuff, it's nice to have, but I like to just go ahead and really categorize, because you can then, what this will do, the information that you give it here, it'll compare you to other KLAVIYO accounts that have the similar industry or in the similar industry, and then start benchmarking your results against their results to give you an indication as to where your account sits relative to other accounts from an email marketing perspective. We'll just say we're in consumer goods for right now, okay? What's the main focus of your business? I think really this is more information that KLAVIYO wants rather than anything that it uses to actually help you. Then we go here. Now, select your primary business platform. There's a bunch of e-commerce platforms on here already built. If you don't know the platform that they're currently using, or you want to do it later, you can actually skip this step. For the sake of this video here, we're going to skip this step. I'm going to show you how to do the integration stuff in a separate module. But all you can do here is I'll just say I don't use a platform for right now. There's a separate module where I will speak specifically about integrating an e-commerce platform. How many contacts do you have? I really think this information here is more just for their reps more than anything. We're just going to say 1 to 3K. Now, you want to put your actual business address into this account, okay? So I'm going to say Google My Business. Note, this is if you're an agency, not your business. It's your client's business. Let's go ahead and find my business. So here's my company address. I'm going to go ahead and copy and paste all of this stuff into here. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit long, so we're going to go ahead and take that. We're going to say Epsom, Auckland, New Zealand. And if you're watching this and you're a little confused why I'm putting New Zealand in here, it's because I was actually raised in New Zealand. I just have an American accent. Here we go, and then we'll go, what is the zip code? There we go. Take that, pop that there. So you're just putting your address in, really nice and easy. Perfect, continue. And this is more for a compliance thing, so you do need to actually put your physical address in there. Now, this is important. You can change this, by the way, if you get this wrong in the future. But these are the emails, or rather the addresses that the emails are going to be coming from. So, personally, if you're running like a founder-led brand, I like to have the founder's email in the sender name, or rather the founder's name in the sender name. So I'd say something like Gavin Hewitson or Gavin from inbox, something like that, right? If you're more focused on having like a faceless brand though, i.e. endurance socks, right? Or Nike running, you don't really want to have these emails coming from like an actual individual, then you would just go ahead and put your company name in here, right? So you'd say like endurance socks. Perfect. Something like that. The sender email address is the email address that you want these emails to come from. I recommend using an email address that is currently being monitored by your company. So more often than not, you'll have a company email address like support at your company address or sales at your company address. Just make sure you actually put an email address that so when somebody replies to your emails, it goes into their primary inbox, or an inbox that rather you are monitoring, right? For example, if I created like info@inbox.co.nz, I don't actually have an email address called info@inbox.co.nz, right? So if somebody replied to that email address, it doesn't actually exist. So make sure you select an email address that actually exists. In the case of my company, we actually only have admin@inbox, right? admin@in-box.co.nz is the name of my guides. Is an email address that my company monitors. So we'll say Gavin Hewitson. I'm just gonna say Gavin in this case. Keep it simple, right? Continue. And this is where you're going to select how you want to use Klaviyo. The majority of you guys watching this right now are probably only going to be using it for email and SMS, okay? WhatsApp as well. You can set all this stuff up later on in your journey, by the way. Like anything that you miss out on here, you can then set up later on within your Klaviyo account. So for right now, we're just going to say email and SMS, all right? Here is where after you select that, it's going to try and encourage you to get on a plan, okay? Now, if you don't have anything set up in your account right now, I recommend just going onto the current free plan. Now, what this means is you're going to have 250 active profiles, 500 monthly sends, okay? Now, I'm going to explain the difference between the Klaviyo billing stuff in a later module, so you'll see that a little bit further down in this classroom. I'll explain it. It'll be called billing. I don't know what the number is going to be right now, but there will be a section called billing within the section, so I'll explain all the different billing tiers and all that stuff later. But for right now, you're just going to say keep my current free plan, and that is how you set up your Klaviyo account just from like a logistics perspective. I'm going to go into all the other settings and everything like that in more depth in the next module.